to my channel. Another day, another review. I'm very sorry, as you can tell, today's review is a bit different, definitely giving podcast vibes, but I'm really not feeling well. Yeah, I just look a hot mess. So after this, I'm about to go and take a nap, but I still really wanted to get this review out just so that you guys can hear my thoughts and we can have a little convo about tonight's episode. So as I usually and I always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, of course be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family. Number two, also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also on my Twitter at SarahDestinyX. And number three, as always, please to get cozy and comfy with some hot ribena and your snacks. And let's get into this mini podcast situation that we have today. So let's start off with the recoupling. I'll be honest, I don't feel like the guy should have chosen. I definitely feel like it should have been a public vote. You guys do already know in my review yesterday, I did say that I did suspect that Zara was going to go home because I didn't feel like she had a genuine one-to-one friendship relationship with any of the guys who were possibly in her favor. So for that reason, there is no surprise that Zara went home, but absolutely gutted because she was literally a 10 out of 10 babe. I know she definitely had her ups and downs with some of the islanders, but I do feel like she brought a lot of energy and a lot of confidence to the villa, and that was actually quite nice to see. But we can get into who the guys decided to pick to be in a couple with. Sorry guys, starting off with Will, of course ended up picking Jessie. No surprise there. I did already say, I think in yesterday's video, they can go home. I'm not really too fussed about them anymore. I mean, they found their love. It really is what it is. I'm happy for Will though. I do think Will is lovely, but yeah, I just don't know if I really feel like they still need to remain in the competition at this point. Of course, Aaron ended up picking Lana. I find Aaron incredibly annoying. I've made this very clear. So it's a shame that Aaron is there while Zara is definitely on the next flight out of South Africa back to the UK. Spencer ended up picking Olivia. Am I surprised? I'm not really surprised. I do know there was a little fling there, but they also did both speak about how they wanted to get to know other people, i.e. Spencer and Lana, and I believe Olivia still wanted to explore her nonsense, unfinished business with Tom. So no surprise there, but of course he was definitely not going to save Zara. We didn't see them forming a friendship there, so not surprised. Shaq, of course, ended up picking Tanya, which we're going to speak about later on because apparently they seem to be in love. Kai ended up picking before Ron, and Ron actually seemed quite gutted. I'm not surprised. I did say that whoever out of Kai, Ron or Tom was allowed to pick first, either of them would have picked Sammy, so there's no surprise there. Ron, of course, decided to couple up with Tanyel in the meantime. Like I said, which is a reason why I wish that Zara had a good guy in there to kind of back her. But he did say that she is his best friend in the villa, so I guess they have a good friendship or something there enough for him to save her. And of course, Tom was the last guy to pick. I'll be honest, I feel like if him and Zara ended in on good terms, he definitely would have picked Zara. I think definitely the comment about hoping to make your parents proud, yeah, I think that comment must have definitely done it from him. So I kind of feel like Tom didn't pick Zara out of spite, and unfortunately her payback was her having to leave the villa earlier than expected, which really sucks. So yeah, like I said, I don't feel like Zara really had a fair chance at all when it came to the men in the Love Island villa. I do think for a lot of them, they felt like she was very overwhelming and very strong and very vocal and things like that. And I feel like Tom, even though he ended up picking Ellie, which I don't really understand why, but I feel like Tom literally was just like, yeah, this is your payback, I'm sending you home. So that's a big shame. But Zara did say, of course, in her exit interview that she did feel like it was her time to go home and that she feels like the right person for her is on the outside. So wishing our good sis Zara all the best. Hopefully she does find love outside the villa. Now, let's move on to a few combos after the recoupling. Tanyel and Ron were speaking, saying that Tanyel was disappointed as, you know, she wanted him, aka Sammy. I believe that, in all honesty, I genuinely believe that if, once again, Sammy was allowed to pick, she would have 100% picked Ron. But Tanya was also saying that she'll rather be Ron than be Kai's second option. So I definitely agree with that. After the hoo-ha that they both had, I think sharing a bed together would have been very awkward. Let's move on to Kai speaking with Ellie and Spencer. Of course, he said that he feels that Tanya and Ron had a connection. I agree to a degree, no pun intended, but I also don't agree. I just don't feel like Ron is Tanyel's type, if I'll be honest with you. Even if Ron did like Tanyel, I don't see them forming a romantic connection together. What do you guys think? Please let me know. But I definitely see them as just solely friends. Let's move on to Lana and Ron speaking, still speaking nonsense, telling her to get to know whoever, at some point I'm gonna have my week when I can couple up with you, etc. etc. I just feel like his reasoning is very messed up and flawed, and I've been saying this, it's a shame. Ron was definitely one of my favorite characters, but he's delusional. And Lana, I'm glad that she said that she doesn't want to feel second best anymore, because yes, Ron seems very cute, very cheeky, very flirty. He's just not serious, and you have to put yourself first as a female. Kai and Sammy were having a conversation as well. She said that sorry, she said that of course, not saying that she doesn't not like him, but she was saying that she does feel like he doesn't really have much of a fun or flirty side, and that's because it's really not there. If we're going to be honest, Kai is boring. Been letting people know that Kai is boring. I'm not surprised. Even in the villa, outside the villa, we are all feeling the same connection when it comes to Kai. And like I said, if Sammy was given the opportunity to pick, she definitely would have picked Ron. I feel like Kai just kind of feels like he got a level up, but the door is not closed, and I definitely think Sammy is going to still take her time. Sorry, Sammy is still going to take her time to want to get to know other guys. So I just feel like Kai should just kind of hold it. Of course, Ron did end up speaking with him as well and told him that Sammy, he honestly feels like as well, like Sammy didn't really look too pleased with his decision of picking her. No surprise there. So he chooses opportunity wisely, because of course things haven't been well or worked well in the past for these guys, and they need to just go around this whole situation differently. Ron also said that he doesn't deserve Lana, but he defo is going to try. Once again, it's given delusion. I mean, is Lana your priority? Is she not your priority? Make it make sense immediately, because it's just not okay. You can't treat females like that. You can't have your cake and eat it. Go around speaking to different girls, wanting to flirt with different girls, just knowing that a girl will still remain at home for you. Like, that's such a flawed mindset to have as a man. I'm so sorry. And this is why Ron's points right now currently at -18, okay, and it's going to take a lot for his points to definitely go back up. We can move on to Ellie and Tom talking. My gosh, when I say square head and height, people say I'm being rude, but the guy generally doesn't reason well, and on top of that, he needs to expand his vocabulary. He said he didn't know what platonic meant. I mean, who doesn't know what platonic meant? If you don't know and you didn't know what platonic meant before this Love Island episode, please comment down below, because I don't know, I just feel like everyone, it's just a word that people know. Of course, if you don't know, it definitely means non-romantic. So if you're having a platonic relationship, it's a non-romantic relationship. Tom was looking a bit confused, and I'm not sure why. He definitely mugged her off, definitely was kissing her whilst telling other people in the villa that there's no connection there. So I don't understand why he seemed to look a bit confused. But I feel like he looked a bit disappointed, but it was the lesser of two evils. And with the whole situation with Zara, there was no way, okay, on God's green earth, that he was going to pick Zara. We can move on to Shaq and Tanyel. They were on the terrace speaking. Ugh, guys, I don't know what to say. Let me know what you think about this entire situation. Exchanging the words "I love you" now. Wow, already I do not know. I feel like I have to stand, because right now they seem to be the only couple that come across as being serious. But I just don't know what it is with them. Like, Castle Moore hasn't even hit yet. I don't know why. I don't know. Okay, we love guys that show emotion, and big up Shaq, because he is definitely very clear with his emotions in the show. But I'm just not sure about this "I love you" just yet. Okay, I have to be honest, I'm not sure. Now let's move on to the morning. Of course, you guys know that Tanya ended up getting a text that Casey and Jordan were waiting by the pool. #fresh meat. Very happy that two guys are in the villa. Very gutted that those two guys are not there for Zara. Even if Zara was given another chance, which is why, if anything, maybe the recoupling should have taken place on Friday, because even if Zara was given another chance, Casey and Jordan are two new opportunities, and if it didn't work out with them, then 100% let us write off the fact that her love interest is on the outside of the villa. I just don't feel like she was dealt the best of cards while she was there. But we can briefly speak about Casey and also Jordan. I do think they are great additions to the villa. Casey, 26, he's a recruitment consultant, and he said that he's bringing blue eyes, a cheeky smile, and better banter than the lads. Defo love that confidence. And of course, Jordan, honestly, handsome lad, 28, senior HR advisor from London, and he said his best feature is his height, because he is also 6'5". So shout out to him, because I think Tom thinks he's the only guy in the world that is 6'5", but Jordan has definitely come to twang that from his head. Of course, Tanya told the girls, whilst they were getting ready to meet Casey and Jordan, Tanya did tell the girls on the terrace that, you know, Shaq did tell me that he loves me and I said it back and all that stuff. The girls seemed really excited and happy for her. Like I said, I just feel like it's too early, but they are the most serious couple right now, so I'm standing them for that reason. Now, let's move on to the girls pulling Casey and Jordan for a chat, and the girls were definitely loving it. A lot of them loved the fact that, you know, they were much older. They seemed a lot more mature, much more mature than the guys in the villa, if we're going to be very honest. They asked about their situations, if any of them are married off, and also their types. Casey did say he likes girls that are sexy and have the same energy as him and also personality. And Jordan literally said, like, you know, everyone has looks, but it is what it is. It's just about finding that genuine connection. He also mentioned in his confessionals that Olivia was giving him eye contact. Olivia is not the name that should be on your lips, Jordan. So please come correct, because I do feel like Tanyelle as well was definitely making it very clear that she is interested in wanting to get to know them. And surprisingly, Tanya as well. Tanya was saying, you know, it will take a lot for her to move because, you know, she's definitely in love. But I'm just thinking, like, will Tanya really switch up on Shaq right now, especially with all the emotions that he's poured out into her? I'm not really sure at all. We can move on to the boys coming to meet both Casey and Jordan and definitely figuring it out. I feel like the guys are very, very, very triggered by the two guys in the villa. Ron was saying that Lana is still on his radar, which I don't know why. He needs to switch that radar off ASAP, because you have not treated her like a priority. So why on earth do you feel like she still needs to be on your radar? The girls were chilling and Jordan asked if sorry guys, this part made me laugh. Jordan asked if anyone knows about South African house, and I was thinking in my head, does he mean a Mapiano? Because what do you mean South African house? So definitely trying to dilute his blackness so people can understand him. But Tanyelle was like, no, I don't, but I love Afrobeats and Bashment. And I'm thinking, Tanyelle, of course you do, okay? Always surprised. I don't think so. Of course, while they were speaking, they ended up getting a text that they were going to have 3 dates in the villa. So Jordan and Casey were, of course, going to go on 3 dates and I guess do speed dating to get to know the girls. Jordan, of course, ended up picking Tanyelle first and Casey ended up picking Lana. I'm going to keep it short, cute, and mute. The date was whack. They sat on hay. Please, someone make that make sense. They sat on hay, drinking wine. The wind in South Africa is definitely winding. It was given budget, definitely given cheap. Jordan and Tanyelle, low-key giving me Ovi and Anna vibes, in all honesty. Not in terms of looks for Jordan, because I honestly do feel like Ovi, no one is touching Ovi's level. Let me know if you felt like anyone has touched his level. I don't feel like anyone has touched Ovi's level, but Jordan is a good looking guy, and even going from his Instagram images as well, pictures seem to be on point. So Love Island photographers really need to get things together. But yeah, in all honesty, he did say that, you know, he's 28, he's almost 30, he's looking for a life partner. So hopefully he can find that in the villa. Okay, defo hopefully he can find that in the villa. Casey and Lana as well, he was saying that Lana's 100% his type and they definitely feel like it was a good date. I do see a spark between them, and just because Ron has literally treated Lana like an absolute rag, I would be very, very, very happy to see Lana pursue Casey and actually just find someone else and not keep all her eggs in Ron's dusty basket. Of course, they were given the opportunity to choose a second date and they ended up choosing Sammy and also Olivia. So very interesting. Okay, I feel like Jordan may potentially pick Tanya for his third date, and I feel like Casey may pick maybe Sammy. Maybe. Let's see. We'll find out tomorrow anyway. Of course, whilst this was going on, the guys were back at the villa speaking, and Kai was saying, he feels like, you know, they messed up their last situation. And Ron literally was just, and this is what I mean about Ron, like, it's a shame. He went from being one of my favourite characters to being very annoying and just kind of like full of himself with a very big head. He was like, he's chilling because, you know, it is what it is. Like, Lana needs to go and then get to know other guys and then realise that she wants me. Like, who thinks like that when it comes to a girl? It doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm very glad that Shaq pulled him up on it. And I feel like, as much as people can say, you know, Shaq is annoying and Shaq is this, Shaq is that, if Shaq can stay in that villa and he can continue to keep those boys in check, I'm happy for him to stay there, because it's like even no one else had the guts to speak out when Ron was talking his nonsense, to pretty much tell him, bro, you really shouldn't be thinking like that. But Shaq didn't. Sorry guys, my recording cut off, so I'm not actually sure where it did, but I think I was speaking about the whole Shaq situation. But yeah, Shaq was saying that he does feel like Ron definitely took advantage of Alana. And like I said, I feel like Shaq is honestly the only one who talks sense. Like, what you say and what you do is completely two different things. You're saying Lana is your number one priority, but you've treated her like a safety net. And it's very much true. You can't go around telling people, my eyes are on you, I've got you, I've got you. But when the opportunity comes to get me, you want to get to know other people. I mean, Shaq pretty much said, wake up. Okay, where is your self-awareness? You are moving mad and I need to tell you about yourself. Of course, all the other guys were silent as well. So I feel like that's because either number one, they feel guilty for their stupidness too, aka Kai and also Tom, because they didn't treat the girls that they were in a couple with well as well. But two, I think it just goes to show like the other guys definitely agreed with Shaq's opinion in regards to the whole Ron and Lana situation. And like I said, I am very glad that Shaq is there to hold the men accountable, because I don't feel like any of the other guys do. And Shaq pretty much kind of lets them know, like, what you're doing is wrong. You need to start thinking much bigger. You're grown. Like, we're not 7 or we're 8. We're definitely in our 20s. We definitely have brains. You can't just treat people like they are options, especially if you want them to be a priority. That's how you mess with people's minds. So I'm not mad at Shaq pulling the guys up for their nonsense. I think it is necessary and I also think it's needed. And I think Ron needs a drilling, okay? Ron definitely needs a drilling. Do I think Lana has the potential to take him back? 100%, because her feelings seem to be so there. But I don't want her to take him back, because I really want her to teach him a lesson that it is not okay to treat people like that. So guys, yeah, those are my thoughts on today's episode. Overall, it was an okayish episode. I'm really gutted that Zara left. I was hoping that there'll be like a little spin-off where maybe she gets outside and, you know, there's a text that, you know, we're going to just put you in a secret place, so and so, and things like that, so she can still get to know other guys. But just as she said, I do feel like it possibly and probably was her time to go. And the energies that the people had towards her in the villa as well, it was, yeah, it was a lot of toxic energy around Zara. And if she will be more at peace outside and more open to different options outside, then I'm definitely still going to be rooting for her, because I just don't feel like she was dealt the best of cards in the villa. But yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on today's episode. Once again, I'm very sorry that we don't have a video, but I'm really just not feeling well, but I know for a fact I'll be in good spirits and better tomorrow. I'm also going to be back in the UK tomorrow as well, which is absolutely amazing, which means I can go back to like my usual setup and everything. But yeah, as always, I love to know what you guys actually thought of that episode down below. If you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to join the family and definitely subscribe. And yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please do take care, stay blessed, and I shall see you tomorrow. Bye.